Good morning. Good morning. What a glorious morning it is. And obviously, we are not at home. So we are out on the deck of our hotel room, our little balcony, and we are in Torrey, Utah, which is the gateway to Capitol Reef National Park. And I'm so excited to be able to bring you along with us. We left yesterday mid morning, and it was a long drive. It was about 5 hours for us, but we stopped along the way and did a lot of viewing. We came across a part of the road on Highway 12 in Utah, which is a scenic byway that we had never been on before. It takes us up past Bryce Canyon and then down on the other side into a little town called Tropic, and then out into the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. And we had been as far as the little town of Escalante. But then after that, it was all new country for us. And honestly, we were blown away by the spectacular scenery. So much so, in fact, that we're going to do a separate video on that, which we will air. We're not going to do these back to back, even though we're filming them back to back. We'll do our filming on that one as we return home later today. But it will be 3 or 4 weeks between the two videos. But it was absolutely spectacular, and we're happy to bring that to you because so many of you will not ever be able to be in this part of the country. The reason that we chose Capitol Reef was that when I was a professor of science education at BYU, I wrote a big grant, and it was awarded, and we were able to take for 6 years elementary and secondary science school teachers into the field and do science inquiry with them and have both content knowledge and knowledge of teaching methods as part of the curriculum for our trip. It was a week-long trip, and we paid their way, we paid their lodging, and they got a stipend, and we had lots of handouts and materials that we gave to them so that they could improve their science teaching. Well, one of the places where we took them to during the week-long trip was right here at Capitol Reef, and we had several different science experiences set up for them. So I've been here 5 or 6 times, but because I was leading the project, I was under so much pressure that everything went right that I wasn't able to just relax and enjoy the area. And it is so absolutely gorgeous. So Torrey is just a few miles from the entrance to Capitol Reef National Park. Capitol Reef is named, the Capitol part is named after some of the white formations that look like the Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C., and then the reef part is because this park contains almost the entirety of what is known as the Waterpocket Fold. It is an amazing geological structure, and I'm going to do a little demonstration for you to kind of show what it is. So here's what we're going to do today and take you along with us. We're going to go into the park. We'll stop at the visitor center, and within the park is a little settlement, a pioneer settlement that has been preserved called Fruta. And in Fruta, they have 3,000 fruit trees, apple, pear, plum, cherry, several. And they're still there. They're over 100 years old, and it just does my heart good to see so many fruit trees. We'll probably catch a lot of them in bloom, and so today. So I'm hoping so at least. And visitors to the park can go into Fruta, and they can walk through the orchard. If the fruit is in season and is on the trees, you can eat as much fruit as you want to as you are walking through. And then if you want to take a basket or a box of it home, then they charge you some kind of a nominal fee, and you can take it home and can it or freeze dry it or do whatever you want to. So we'll be in Fruta for a little while looking at the orchards. And then there is a little stop that we'll make where they make individual fruit pies. Oh, do I remember those fruit pies? They're so good. So we're going to go there and pick up a fruit pie for our lunch. And then what we are going to do is to take Highway 24, which crosses the Waterpocket Fold. And we will be able to see some. And I've never done that before. We didn't ever do that when we brought our teachers down here. But we're going to just take a look at, we'll be right down in the Waterpocket Fold, and we should see beautiful geology on both sides. So The Waterpocket Fold. Let me see how I want to explain this. Well, first of all, just let me give you the dimensions of it. Waterpocket Fold is about 100 miles long. It extends through this part of the country. It is mostly all contained inside the national park, although extends onward down to Lake Powell. It runs north and south. And what happened there, it is like a wrinkle in the Earth's crust. So the crust was all nice and flat for a while, and then an uplift occurred, and the top of that uplift was eroded away to where it left two sides of barrier rocks, canyons and cliffs and rugged territory, like a reef in the ocean. And so it stopped, virtually was impossible to cross. It runs north and south. So if you are going east or west, you bump right into this barrier, this reef, and it was very difficult for pioneers to cross. Highway 24 crosses east to west, one of the few places that does, so we should be able to see some pretty spectacular scenery. So I am going to use these hotel towels, and on this little table, I'm going to set up a little demonstration to show you what the Waterpocket Fold looks like. Over eons of time, the Earth's geology processes laid down layer after layer. Let me straighten these out a little bit. We're going to make our Waterpocket Fold perfect, which of course isn't the case in real geology. After layer after layer. Get this even a little.
It's going to be kind of messy like the real thing.
Yeah, the real thing is pretty messy. Of debris, of rock, of stone, of mud, of all kinds of things, as mountains would erode and the winds would blow layer after layer. And so here are all of these layers. So here is the deposition over eons and eons of time. And about 70 million years ago, what happened was that there was an uplift, and it lifted up all of these layers into a dome. And then, over the ensuing time, 70 million years, this began to erode, and it eroded and eroded and eroded. So if you can imagine, for me to be able to show you the real thing, if I were to take some scissors and cut along both of these edges and expose those layers, these layers that you see right here, sliced through here, then as you walk down this part of it, you can look to the sides and you can see the layers and layers and layers. And so that is Waterpocket Fold. And imagine that it stretches 100 miles and in a north-south direction. So coming east and west, you bump into, in fact, the east side is, the west side is 7,000 feet higher than the east side is. And so these barriers are real. It is really amazing. And so what we're going to be doing is going on a highway across these so that we can look both ways and see the low part and look up on the sides and see the layers. So if Jim will just take pictures of right here with a view right outside our balcony, you can kind of see some of this cliff formation. So these beautiful formations are mostly Navajo sandstone. And you can see the bottom edges where they are eroding, and there's a lot of sand and formations down below. There are several layers and layers here, so it isn't all Navajo sandstone. And then if you look hard right, you can see the highway that we're going to be taking through down to the gateway to Capitol Reef. We just passed the entrance to Capitol Reef, and you can see with these great big red cliffs, we're right smack down in the Waterpocket Fold right now, and this is the eastern side. The way over there a number of miles, we can't really see it from here. It took a while before geologists were able to figure out exactly what this was, but boy, when you see it from the air, there is absolutely no doubt. But you can imagine these steep cliffs would just really cause a barrier for north for east-west travel. So this is across the street, the highway from the visitor center. So you can really see how reefy it looks.
Reefy?
Reefy, like a reef.
Yeah, I got that.
Trees are all in leaf. So hopefully when we get down to Fruta here in a couple of miles, the fruit trees will be out too. So in we go to the visitor center. So we are inside the visitor center, and this is a great picture. See if I can scoot over here, of the Waterpocket Fold. You can really see it from the air. So here's the night sky view. And then this one shows the rocks and cliffs that form the reef, faulting and folding. There's been volcanic action. We just had a lovely chat with the ranger who taught us some things, and we'll be including some of those things that he told us in what we are going to be saying in this video. But here's a better shot of it. Well, I'm going to point to where we are. So we are right here.
Where it says you are.
Where it says you are here. Okay, on to Fruta.
So these are the orchard trees. We're not sure which ones are which, but again, they just go on forever and ever and ever and ever, I think. Unless I'm kind of exaggerating.
You exaggerate?
I don't, well, I wouldn't do something like that.
So we're going to go find Fruta, but we'll be driving by more of these trees.
We hope.
So there's a little creek down there. More orchards. Those trees can't be 100 years old. Some of the trees are. I guess they've propagated them. Some, I know I have seen down here some of the really, really old ones. There are some of the real old ones right there. So it's the Fremont River. There we go.
Okay, so this looks like the place.
So this is the little pie place. Gifford House parking.
We've been here before.
Yes, we have been here before. If it's this busy, here we are toward the end of March, and it's this busy now, you can imagine what this place looks like in the summertime.
Yes.
It's just jammed.
I'm sure it is.
When we brought our people down here, it was always super, super crowded. Okay, we're going to head over to the little pie shop. Beautiful pink blossoms right there. A little picnic area there where when we brought the teachers, we all enjoyed our little pies down there. Campground, tall cliffs, and in we go. So preserves, jams, jellies, a few little knickknacks. And I'm seeing pies. Hi there. So I just want you to know I've been coming for, well, 15 years ago I was bringing teacher groups down here. We came for 6 years. And they loved your pies, and I've been looking forward our whole trip
I love it. It's good.
to come to see your pies.
Well, good.
So, honey, I want a cherry. What are you going to get?
I'm gonna get sherry also.
Okay.
2 cherries?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any homemade ice cream with them?
Do we want ice cream?
What do you have? Vanilla,
Chocolate and
chocolate?
vanilla.
Vanilla would be fine
Okay.
for me.
Do you want one also?
Sure.
Okay, try 2 ice cream.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks for coming.
I'm going to step over here, honey.
$22. And you can just grab your ice cream out of that freezer.
Oh, okay.
And on a card.
I'm going to take a little look here. So, part of this little Gifford house. Just a lot of little cutie things. Okay, we're going to head out for pie and ice cream.
Thank you.
So we're sitting here eating our pies. Hello. Here's Jim.
Are we on? Yeah, we're on.
We're on. Ooh, it's good ice cream, Jim. It says homemade. All right, we'll be back soon. Then we're going to drive along Highway 24 to go to cross the Waterpocket Fold,
The divide.
the Great Divide. Our best camera person is driving, and so I'm taking the pictures, and something went bizarre with my camera. So the rest of the videos as we go through are going to move fast, and then there is one of the domes for the Capitol Dome, and then we go speedy. I don't know what is happening with my camera, but it's just the way it is. So you can see the layers along the side, and then this is about it. We went all the way through there. That drive in reality was about 20 minutes. So we are at the end, and thank you, and we'll see you soon for more videos.